Hello friends, and welcome to Marie Green Yoga, me here on YouTube. And today we have reached a class called Yoga, and we are going to go for a peak pose of Pigeon Pose in a prone form. And we'll get a journey through different hip openings until we come to Pigeon Pose. And 2 blocks is good to have. And please also know that these classes are layered with Pilates Fusion for 30 sessions each. And the Pilates Fusion is kind of aimed to help us with a yoga practice that comes with every other of these 30 sessions. They can be used in a row or individually, however you would like to, just so you know that they are there for you if you'd like to use them up. For now, we'll take a comfortable seat on a block, on a pillow, or however you would like to sit. Pull the ears back, shoulders away from the ears, and sit nice and tall on our seat. And we'll start with 3 Ujjai Breaths, where we take nice deep breaths through the whole spine, through the whole body, through all parts of our toes, fingers, top of the head, and we'll move our breath, our life force, and wake our body up from the smallest of the cell out to the largest of our muscles. So with that said, let's exhale all the air out and empty out the air. Pull the belly button in, but sit nice and tall. And then we take a nice big inhale through the nose. Up towards the top of the collarbones, and then we exhale all the air back out. Emptying out the lungs, emptying out the air, and then we inhale. And exhale. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. And slowly making you back to your normal breathing, and maybe feeling a little bit of a different feeling of connectedness to all parts of our body. And we'll work on that as we make our way up to all 4s, please. And take our journey through the hips and come into Pigeon Pose towards the end of this practice. For now, tabletop, please. 2nd finger forward. Tuck the toes under. Arch the belly in and come to your nice big wide cat arch. And inhale, long spine, focusing on bringing shoulder blades together and elongating and stretching the belly. And exhale, pull the belly button in, big wide arch. And inhale, extend out through the top of the head, tip of the tailbone. And exhale, press hands and knees and toes. And exhale, broadening in towards the spine. And gently come to tabletop, knees out, big toes together, child's pose. Stretch the arms forward, sinking down onto the heels with the seat. Stretching arms forward, lifting the upper arm bones. And one more breath here. And gently making your way all the way back up. Tuck the toes, take your right foot back and stretching into the heel, Achilles, calf, coming forward and taking it all the way back. Quad is down, hamstring is up, and switching to the 2nd side. Left toes tucked out underneath you to the back and stretching into the left heel, Achilles, calf, and bringing it back over and back. One more time and giving it a nice big stretch for the back of the leg, and then coming over to tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Claw the fingertips, lift the upper arm bones, come up onto your toes, bend your knees. Inhale and exhale, and taking your heels towards the mat. pedaling around in your ankles, in your calves. One more breath here. Walking your feet over to the hands. Take a little walk over to the front of your mat, feet hip width apart, nice and wide. Bend your knees, take your hands underneath the knees, long spine, and exhale, hinge and fold. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, long spine, hands underneath the knees. Exhale, hinge and fold. And one more. Inhale, arms underneath the knees. And exhale, hinge and fold. And then from here, we're going to come all the way down onto Malasana and taking ourselves all the way down onto our backs and coming to figure 4 onto the mat with our shoulder blades tucked underneath, sacrum on the mat. Take your right ankle over your left knee and take your hands underneath your left hamstring, under the hamstring belly, I like to call it, kind of the group of our 3 hamstrings underneath, below above the knee anatomically, but below the quad. From here, push your right knee forward and your left knee comes in. Spread your toes, active stretching. Sacrum down, lower back slightly lifted off. One more breath. And then we'll take the left foot down, arms to the side. Cross your right leg high up onto your left. Lift your hips, come over to supine twist with your knees to the left side. Giving yourself a nice big supine twist with knee over knee. Twisting into the right side body, lower back. One more breath. And then gently undo the legs and coming back onto your sacrum. Left heel over your right top of the knee. Hands feeding underneath the belly of the hamstring on the right side. Active stretching. Press your left ankle in towards the top right knee and sacrum down, lower back slightly lifting, anterior tilting of the hips. We can feel it into that left outer hip, and we'll stay for one more breath. Kind of just checking the rotators, the glutes, the IT band, and gently putting the right foot down, arms to the side, lift your hips and cross your right knee high, left knee high up onto the right and coming over to the right side. And staying for 3 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Keeping it low to the ground for this practice. We have a couple of lunges coming up, a couple of quad stretches, and then we'll have our pigeon pose. And undo the legs and coming onto your back, knees to chest. Make circles with your sacrum, tracing all 3 sides of your sacrum 3 times around. Maybe breaking up any build up around the sacral plate, and then we'll take 3 laps around the second direction. Inhaling and exhaling, and one more here. And then hands underneath the knees and roll your way up. Cross at the ankles and make your way over to downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones, stepping your 1 foot between the hands. It doesn't really matter which foot, just 1 foot that works for you, so we can do yoga together facing each other. Tuck the toes slightly in and heels slightly out, and we are in Prasarita Padottanasana. From here, take your right heel in and come down into Skandasana onto the right side. Left heel down, toes up. I like to put my right elbow in towards the hip crease, in towards the knee crease, and helping to keeping that right knee up and open to the side. And taking it up and over, second side. Left elbow in towards the left knee crease area to help us to stretch into adductors on both sides. Right heel down and toes up. And one more breath here, inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll make our way up into feet wide apart, Prasarita Padottanasana. Right fingers in the middle, bend into your knees, left hand to sacrum, twist and turn. Take your left arm up to the sky, opening up into the side, entire crescent body, and hugging the midline. And exhale, switching to the second side, left fingers down, high fingertips, right hand to your sacrum, pull the inner edges of the feet to the midline, and taking our right arm up to the sky, inhaling and exhaling, twisting and turning and getting into the side of the hips, lower back, and the whole crescent side of the body. And exhale, release, hands back down. And from here, come back to downward facing dog, please. Spreading our fingers, second finger forward. Inhale and exhale. And step your right foot outside of your right hand. Take your left knee down onto the mat. Left hand out to the side. I like to have my thumb on the mat and my fingers out to the side. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Shoulder blades together on the back. Take your ears back. Stretching to your left front side of the quad and the lower belly and the entire front side left area. One more breath here. And exhale, release. And stretch your right leg coming into Ardha Hanuman with a slight turn out onto that right leg. One more breath, and then make your way to tabletop and to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones. Step your left foot outside of your left hand and come down with your right knee to the mat. And we'll come forward in the right hip and take your right hand slightly outside, half on, half off. Sweep your left arm up to the sky, shoulder blades together onto the back. And we give ourselves an inhale and an exhale, leaning forward and a lifting all at the same time. One more breath and slowly taking it all the way back down. Hands to the mat, extend your front leg, heel down, toes up. We have an Ardha Hanuman with the left leg slightly out to the side. Hamstrings, lower back, the whole spine. One more breath here, inhale and exhale, and gently making it back and come to tabletop and come to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, and from here, plank pose. Come up high on your toes, shoulders and wrists are stacked. Lower your elbows into the body and come all the way down. Untuck your toes, quads down. Inhale, pull yourself forward and up to your cobra. Taking your shoulders to the back, opening up the whole spine, front side of the belly, lengthening out the legs, and exhale. Take it back down, push back, child's pose, big toes together and knees apart. Inhale and exhale, one more breath here, and gently come back up, tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bone, step your right foot between the hands, take your left knee down to the mat, hands to the top of the knee, and we'll come forward, low lunge, Anjasana, coming into like a little bit more forward angle onto that left quad and hip flexor. It's easy to maybe lean forward here, so let's hug the muscles in, pull the belly in, and then from there, come a little bit more forward. We can keep the hands down. We're focusing onto the hips today. We are here to stretch hips, quads, and exhale, release. Hands on each side. Let's come on back into Ardha Hanuman. This time around, we have our legs straight forward. It feels a little bit differently. We're feeling the belly of the hamstring more than adductors. One more breath here. And then gently come forward, step back to plank pose, and come all the way down onto your belly. And then we inhale into cobra, untuck the toes, pull yourself forward and up, and exhale. Take it all the way back down, push back, child's pose, big toes together, knees apart, pressing the palms. And one more breath. And then gently tabletop and downward facing dog, and we'll make our way over to the second side. Left foot between the hands, right knee down, and hands to the left top of the knee. And we'll come forward, find the hip flexor, the quads, the lower belly onto the right side, and then pull the belly button in, engage muscles in towards the bones, and keep that. And then from there, coming forward, and we'll stay right here. Few more breaths. And exhale, release, hands to each side. Extend your left leg, bowing forward, pulling the belly button in, creating more space for the lower back. More hugging into the midline, stretching the back of the left leg. One more breath, and then we're going to make our way over into our plank pose. Stack your shoulders and your wrists on top and below each other. And exhale, bend the elbows in, come all the way down. Inhale, cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder. And exhale, come all the way back down. Push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And gently come back up, tabletop. And downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the palms, lift the upper arm bones. From here, step your right foot outside your right hand. Stay nice and tall on your back foot, on your high on your toes. Turn your right toes slightly out at an angle, and then karate chop your right pinky toe side into the mat and open up into your right side of the hip. Into our rotators, adductors, IT band. And it is a little bit intense for adductors. Make sure to karate chop your pinky toe side down and keep your knee nice and hugged in. And exhale, release, step it back, downward facing dog. And we step the left foot outside of your left hand, turn it slightly out, stay high on your right toes. And karate chop your left pinky toe side onto the mat, and then we'll move a little bit back and forth. Strong in the shin, hugging the shin in, plugging the knee, opening up into rotators on your left side, adductors, abductors. And one more breath, and then exhale, release, step it back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, plank pose. Lower all the way down. Inhale to cobra. Pull it forward and up. Shoulder blades back. Reach your legs and exhale. Come all the way back down. Push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And gently make your way all the way back up. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. And then we're going to walk our way over to the hands. Take ragdoll, hands in each and elbow, top of the head towards the mat, bending slightly into your knees. One more breath here. And hands to hips, elbows to sky, root your feet, and come to standing. We're gonna bring in our 2 blocks and put them towards the front so that we can use them for standing figure 4 or standing pigeon pose. You can have them at the front of your mat or facing each other. Bring your feet together and bend into the knees. Take your right ankle over your left knee, just like when we were laying down earlier. Same pose, but standing. And we have to use more balance. You can take a chair and hold on to hands to hips, bending into your hips, anterior tilt, and bending into your left knee, and hands towards the blocks. And moving the right hip back and forth, depending on where you are in your hips, the adductors, lower back, maybe the block stays flat, high, medium, you pick where you'd like to have your blocks. Maybe you put your hands onto the mat, See if you can have flat hands, that way we can engage the core a little bit more and pull the belly button in and make more space for the lower back and for rotators, adductors, and for the external rotation into our hip. We'll stay one more breath here. And then we'll build our blocks back up so we have a nice starting for the second side. Hands to hips and come to standing. Hug your right knee in and taking it back down onto the mat. Feet together, bending into your knees. Take your left ankle over your right knee and hands to hips or hands on a chair and hinge and fold, and then we'll make our way with our hands to the blocks. We'll work our way down with the blocks. Either we'll keep them on the high end or moving them down and checking to see how it feels for the left hip, for the knee, for the ankle. And then we'll move maybe the blocks a little bit further down and put the whole hand onto the blocks. Moving into rotators and hips and IT band and adductors, shin in, thigh out, plugging the knee. One more breath here, and then we'll make our blocks back up, hands to hips, come to standing, and bring the knee into the chest, and take it all the way back down. And from here, take the blocks to the front of your mat. We might use them for our pigeon that's coming up. Come to the front of our mat and take the big toes together, hands to heart. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. And exhale, hinge and fold, Uttanasana. And inhale, long spine. Exhale, step to downward facing dog. We'll take our feet all the way together and come up on the toes. Bend the knees, right leg up to the sky. And step the foot between the hands for high crescent lunge. And we are just kind of double checking our back leg, that we're high on the toes. We're lifting the leg off, arms forward and up to the sky for that full crescent side body lift. And it helps us to lift the whole front and back of the spine. And the full quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. And the leg that we will use in the back for tucking the toes under in pigeon here in a moment. Take your bicep towards your ears and exhale, release hands to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come up onto the toes, feet together, bend your knees. Take your left leg up towards the sky horizon and step the foot between the hands. High crescent lunge, hands to quad. Give yourself a little pause right here so you can come up high on your toes, turn your hips forward, arms forward and up. Palms together. One more breath, lifting up and back. And exhale, taking it all the way back down. And step back, downward facing dog. Come over to plank. Let's lower all the way down. Inhale to cobra. Untuck your toes and exhale, bringing it all the way back down. Push back, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And gently from there, make your way up. Tabletop and plank, and we'll make our way over to our first pigeon by stepping our right foot in between the hands. And then we'll take a block and put it the long way, approximately underneath our hamstring. Walk your right foot towards the left hand, and karate chop your right foot down onto the mat, and then from there we edge our way down and put our hamstring area onto the block, and then we tuck the back toes under and we head right into pigeon with a block. And you can take your forearms either to the second block or to the mat. We're karate chopping our right ankle down and the left toes into the back. I have my front leg about 90 degrees-ish, maybe a little bit turned in, and then from there coming forward and hinging and folding. We have that nice support with a block, so we don't put too much pressure on our knees, or maybe too little, maybe it's just right. Build up so it feels good for your hips, for your rotators, for your knees. We inhale and exhale and stay one more breath here. And walking our hands forward, coming up onto fingertips, elbows to the side, and lengthen a little bit more. Top of the head, tip of the tailbone. And slowly from there, making our way back up and taking our right leg to the back and the block to the front, and meet me in downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your right leg that was forward up to the sky, bending it, spreading the toes, coming up on your left toes, bending your knee, and slowly bringing your leg back down. And from here, step your left foot between the hands, take your block and put it long way underneath approximately your left hamstring and group, and then walk your left foot over to the right hand, and then we're going to edge our way down onto Pigeon Pose with a left hamstring group onto the block. Just a slight amount of IT band as well, so there's a little bit of give and take on that part. IT band, hamstrings, tucking the right toes under, keeping your left shin either parallel to the mat, or you can pull your leg in wherever you feel comfortable in your knee and in your hip and ankle. And then we walk our way forward and take our forearms to either another block or to the mat, or we are on our fingers or sitting upright. Inhale and exhale. Another breath right here. Should be a nice feeling in towards the left rotator area, lower back, untying knots, and then we'll come up onto our fingers and lift nice and tall. Turn your body forward and elbows to the side, and lengthen a little bit more through the top of the head, tip of the tailbone. Karate chop your left pinky toe side down. And another breath here. And gently coming back up, hands to the mat, step it back and take your block to the side. Down dog, plank pose, lower all the way down and inhale into cobra, and exhale, taking it all the way back down, and push back child's pose. One breath, and then we're going to make our way back up and take downward facing dog, and let's do the left leg up to the sky here and bending your left knee, even out the sides, and exhale, taking it all the way back down. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk your feet over to the hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky. Root your feet. Come to standing and release the hands. And then we're going to open the feet wide again, like in the beginning, for feet wide apart. And do another Skandasana. And then we'll come to pigeon with no block if it's available. Take your arms to the side and hands to the hips. Elbows to the back, lift nice and tall, and exhale, hinge and fold. Tuck your toes slightly in, heels out, pull your hips back and take your hands to the mat. Inhale, long spine, turn your right toes out, come with your right elbow in towards your right knee, and we're coming back to another Skandasana and see how it feels. With your, perhaps the calf is down and we're keeping the sit bones off. And then gently make our way up and over. Second side, left elbow in towards the left knee, right heel down, toes up towards the sky. Inhale and exhale, and then we're making our way back up to feet wide apart, hands to hips, elbows to sky. Root your feet and come to standing, and then we'll step our way to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms to sky, feet hip width apart. Exhale, hinge and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, long spine. We're going to come all the way down onto our seat for our upward facing shoelace pose. So come to Malasana, lower down, come all the way down onto your mat. And we're taking that figure 4 pigeon pose to right hamstring high up onto the left quad, and then hands on each side of your knees. So here we have like a supine double pigeon called Gomukasana in yoga language. This is a supine version. So we have the sacrum down and the shoulder blades down, and we get to kind of pull onto the shins, the ankle, near the ankles, and elbows to the side, and then we press the shins into the hands, and we have this amazing opening in towards IT band, lower back, the whole area from side of the hip down to below the knee. Press hands and shins into each other. One more breath, and slowly bring it back up and switch second side. Left hamstring high up onto the right quad, and hands around your ankles, shins, and press hands into shins and hands into ankles. Sacrum down and lower back slightly lifted. Untying knots in the whole crescent side from hip to below the knee. And we stay one more breath right here. Inhale and exhale, and then we'll take the legs up to sky and do external rotation, happy baby pose. Arms inside the legs, hands outside the knees, sacrum down, anterior tilting on our hips, which is not the easiest thing right here, and holding on to abdominals. Knees to shoulders, maybe we'll take a little wiggle side to side, and then gently bringing our knees together, hands underneath the knees. We roll our way up, cross at the ankles, and make your way into downward facing dog, please. Adho Mukha Savasana. This time around, feet comes together, come up onto your toes, bend your knees, right leg up to the sky, bend your knee up here. Circle your knee, big circle towards elbow and elbow. It does not have to touch. We're not doing abdominal work. We are simply making a nice loop for our sacrum, for our hip socket. 3 loops around, and then we'll take our right knee to the right wrist area, and then we'll come down to our pigeon onto the right side. Maybe we'll take the block and sit on the block, or a blanket or a pillow, and maybe we are comfortable where we are. So make it comfortable. Shin in, thigh out. Tuck the back toes under, make your way down onto a block or your forearms. Extend out through the top of the head, through the tip of the tailbone, and a nice full long extension, opening up into hip, turning the hip socket, creating lots of space, lots of flow of oxygenated blood, and opening up into stiff areas. Karate chop your right pinky toe down, elbows to side, maybe up on your fingertips, and extending. One more breath, and slowly bringing it back up. Hands to the mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, maybe take your feet wide, do a couple of movements with your quads, with your femurs, and then we'll make it back to feet together. Come up on your toes, bend your knees, left leg up to the sky, bend your left knee, and take circles with your knee, elbow to elbow, more focusing on moving the femur in the hip socket. One more, take 3 nice big loops, and opening up, and then we'll take our pigeon pose with the left knee towards the left wrist hand. Karate chop your left pinky toe down, tuck the toes, turn so that you're sitting onto the front of your right quad and on towards your left IT band sit bone area. And from there, make your way into your pigeon form. Pull the belly button in, extend the back leg and make sure it's comfortable for the quad, for the hip. Extend out through the top of the head, through the tip of the tailbone. Pull the belly button in. One more breath here. The knee is out to the side. The foot is over towards the right side. Maybe we come up onto our fingertips and spread our toes and bend the elbows, shoulder blades up and away, long neck. And one more breath here. Really getting in towards that left hip socket, IT band, hamstring junction. One more breath and then slowly making your way back up and tuck the toes in the back unless they're not. And then we'll step back to downward facing dog and take your feet wide and wiggle and jiggle your hips. Maybe there's some adjustments. And then we'll come back to down dog, feet hip widths apart, plank pose, last flow, coming all the way down, elbows in, untuck your toes, pull yourself forward and up, ears back, shoulder blades back, chin in, and exhale, take it back down, push back, child's pose. Should feel nice and free and open after our session of hip openings into pigeon pose. Ekapada, Raja Kapotasana. Preparatory version. Not to underestimate, it makes amazing changes for our hips and for our lower back. Come to tabletop, come to down dog, and then we walk over to our hands, please. And turn your heels slightly in, toes up. Come to Malasana. You can always sit on a block here, or you can come down and you can take happy baby pose. You can take a block for your seat. You can let the seat be heavy, and you can let your tailbone be heavy, and you can let the lower back elongate and be heavy and slightly round. And the pressure of sitting like this is so beneficial for our lower back to really open each and every vertebrae. And then also after our pigeons of different versions, we want to take like an even stance with even pressure on the hip sockets and the knees and the ankles for both sides. So we'll stay right here for another 3 breaths, plugging femurs into its new and whole place. Inhale and exhale. And we'll stay 1 more breath. And then slowly release down. And the floor is very close, so it's easy to sit down. Hands by the legs, by our hamstrings, and we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Take your arms to the side, take your feet to the side of the mat, windshield wiper, knees side to side. Just checking that hips, front and back and side, quads, hamstrings, IT band, adductors, all parts of our knees. And checking lower legs and ankles. We'll do 1 more windshield wipe on each side. And then we'll come back and bring your knees into the chest and hugging everything in. Squeezing your ears, your shoulders, your glutes, your arms, feet, legs. 1 more breath. And exhale, coming into our Savasana. That is always well deserved, any time of day, with or without a yoga practice. But for now, it is feeling extra beneficial by letting all of the poses that we just did together find its right and whole place in our body. And there should be a nice buzzing around the legs, really around the whole body. Opening the pathway for upper and lower body by doing our hip opening practice today. And please do stay here as long as you like. And then we will meet and have a seat Take our 3 Ujjai breaths and sit for a short, quiet time together. If you are coming to a seat, maybe you're taking a block to sit on. Maybe you decide to lay on your back for your breath and for your quiet, seated or supine version of quieting our mind and really enjoying to sit in the space that we created for ourselves by practicing our yoga poses. So from here, find a comfortable place for your ankles, shins, knees, and we'll sit nice and tall, and we start to move the breath nice and long inside, and then we'll take it to the very top of the collarbones, tongue at the roof of the mouth, and we hold it, and then we exhale down and hold it at the very bottom. Let's do that together. Exhale all the air out, and inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And gently come back to your normal breath and sit in your space. Hips and shoulders are stacked, ears are gently pulled back. You can stay here in this space as long as you like. And I want to say thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope your hips and legs and lower back feels great. Come back to it anytime. It gets easier and easier and easier. And sometimes it feels like it's just starting over fresh and new, depending on our other activities that is happening in our life. So come back to this practice, join me for other classes in this series of yoga for 30 different sessions, or visit one of my other yoga classes here on YouTube. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, share with a friend, help the algorithm find me here on YouTube. Thank you and namaste.